All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show for goldandsilvertoday.com. Today, we're going to talk about money. Now, I've come to realize that our misunderstanding, our country's misunderstanding, I should say, of money has led us down almost in this irreversible path that we're currently on with our economy. And it makes sense, honestly. I mean, guys, I went to private school most of my life, then undergrad, and I even got my master's degree after that. Not once in any of my formal education was I taught about money. So, can we truly expect our politicians to legislate proper laws that are reflective of how money is generated in essentially reality? Of course we can't. But that leads us to this article that I'll share with you shortly. But first, if you're new to this channel, please hit that big red subscribe button right down below. Also, please hit the like button. Helps to get this economic evangelism right on out there to the masses to bring more people into precious metals. Okay, so we don't need a higher minimum wage. We need to fix our money. This comes from Peter Schiff's website, so let's get into it. You've almost certainly heard about the Fight for 15 movement to increase the minimum wage. Well, some activists have upped the ante. How does Fight for 20 strike you? Here's the problem. These people are trying to solve a legitimate problem with a really bad solution. Last year, Representative Rashida Tlaib called for a $20 national minimum wage. And why not? If $15 is good, wouldn't $20 be better? In fact, why not go for $30 an hour or $100? If you can just arbitrarily assign a number to wages without consequences, why not go really big? This reveals the problem with progressive thinking on wages. They know at some level you can't force wages into infinity, but they have no actual economic principle upon which to peg their policy. They just throw out arbitrary numbers based on political considerations and feelings. If Bernie is going to run on $15 an hour, Tlaib can one-up him by pushing for $20. Somebody else can come off and even more compassionate by demanding $25. The problem with all of this political posturing is it eventually drives actual policy. We're already seeing moves for a $20 an hour minimum wage. The Aurora County, Colorado City Council recently shot down a plan to raise the city's minimum wage to $20 by 2027. But it's only a matter of time before some place approves this nonsense. And no matter how compassionate it may seem, these policies have horrible economic consequences. In the end, basic economics always wins. There's an even bigger problem underlying all this. We don't have a wage problem. We have a money problem. Minimum wage advocates seek to solve a legitimate problem facing American workers. Their dollars buy less and less every year. But simply mandating employers fork over more dollars is a little like putting a band-aid on an amputation. It doesn't do anything to address the underlying problem. Our money is broken and we need to fix it. The US government's monetary policy devalues our currency, and that means less purchasing power for you and me. Simply put, when the government debases the currency, a dollar no longer buys the amount of stuff it once did. Quantitative easing devalues the currency, and the Federal Reserve has engaged in the practice for years, and they have put it on hyperdrive in response to the Ronies. So, what does this have to do with wages? Well, consider this. In 1964, the minimum wage stood at $1.25. To put it another way, a minimum wage worker earned 5 silver quarters for every hour worked. Today, you can't even buy a cup of coffee with those 5 quarters. But the silver melt value of those 5 quarters today stands at over $20. There's your $20 per hour minimum wage. If we truly cared about the well-being of our people in this country, we would need to bring the adults back into the room, get serious with us as citizens, and let us know our frivolous ways are not sustainable. Restraint and its consequence of economic pain will be the only way for us to get back on track. If that were to happen, who knows? The minimum wage will revert to that $1.25 an hour number, and it would actually be a decent wage to a vastly reduced cost of living. But if we continue to print currency past the amount of production we engage in within this country, i.e., living beyond our means, we will continue to place that band-aid on an amputation. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about all of this. Thanks again for watching. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're new. It's Black Bullion for goldandsilvertoday.com.